I'm the only one dancing today.
I'm dancing.
What's up, everybody? Hope you're dancing too on this fine Wednesday, not Thursday. As things come up,
You mean not Tuesday? Oh, I thought we were going off the
Wednesday,
tweet.
not Tuesday. I don't know. We're all over
It's
the place.
Wednesday, my dude.
It's Wednesday, my dude. But we're back with another rendition of the Regular Fan Show. Not going tomorrow because I got called into work, so we're going today instead. But as you can probably tell by my eyes, I was also in this morning at work, so we're powering through. Need me some W energy to get through this day, but we'll be all right. Mr. Bruce Juno, my partner in crime, as always, breaking down the Tuesday night in sports. The NBA play-in started. NHL playoffs are set in the West. Mr. Bruce Juno, how are you doing, my friend?
We're doing just fantastic. You know, another day, another beautiful day. I
wouldn't call today beautiful.
True.
It's cold out there.
Dude, last night I actually
snowing?
sent the video. It was snowing this morning.
Oh my.
But last night I actually sent the video to
Tony.
a lovely
Tony's
lady.
in the chat again. What's up, Tony? Sorry.
What's good,
Keep
Tony?
going.
No, you're good. You're good. I did send a snap video. It was really funny, actually. It was yesterday morning to afternoon. It was raining, but it was like that. You know that like spring rain you get where it like smells different and it's like kind of warm out and it really isn't that
like
bad.
Dewy or something.
Yeah, like it kind of was like, oh yes, like spring's here, like we're kicking into like the nice seasons. So it was that in like the morning to afternoon. And then the afternoon to evening, it was sunny. It was just sunny, but like a little chilly. All right, it was a little chilly. Okay, whatever, sunny, a little chilly. And then yesterday evening tonight, it was snowing. And I was like, brother, what? What is happening?
We got like 40-mile-an-hour winds today. I'm leaving to come back at like 7 a.m. today. And I see things falling from the sky. I'm like, that better not be snow. And sure enough, you can tell the difference. The way that they float down ever so gently compared to the rain. It's ridiculous. I'm over it at this point. We're halfway through April. We should not still be having snow up here.
That's why I thought. I was like, oh, like this might be like a thunderstorm. Like we're finally getting like you can't hate on an early season thunderstorm. You know what I mean? Like it's like we're getting into the swing.
The wind yesterday, dude. Oh my god! I thought we dead ass were about to have a thunderstorm. I was at UAlbany for the baseball game, and I swear when I tell you, all you had to do was if you bunted and sent the ball like up and to the left, the wind was going to carry it out of the ballpark. Like it would have been a home run.
I was at the Binghamton baseball game, and
it was that windy.
It was really windy too, and there was no runs in the first 2.5 innings. And we're like, we need something. I was talking to the other sports guys. Like, we need something, please. Lefty comes up to bat. I say, watch, like he's gonna get thrown a hanging breaking ball, and then the other dude's like, yeah, and the wind's in his favor, so he's gonna hit an absolute nuke. Literally, next pitch, hanging slider, sends it about 380 yards. 380 feet out into right field, and it's gone. And we're like, look at us. We know the weather.
Yeah. Same thing. But going to left field, we were like, all right, somebody just make contact. Just get a decent swing. Get it in the air in left field, and the wind will do the rest. And, next thing you know, boom. Solo shot to left field. There was one point where UAlbany was down like 6-1 or something, or maybe they were down like 9-4 at this point. They were down by a good amount of runs, and they had the bases juiced, and this kid comes up, hits an absolute shot to left field. The wind dies down. Fly out. Inning over. It's like, wow. Couldn't have the wind there for that swing. But, yeah, and then we're getting more like 40-mile-an-hour winds today, too.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, I thought that there was one I thought was going out, and Buddy went to make a catch, and the ball ended up hitting the right field wall.
Yep.
And he went right through the gate to the bullpen. He just went straight because it opens, obviously, in case of whatever. He went straight through it, didn't make the catch.
Man.
Everyone on the other team was like, oh, that's a home run. Like it hit the gate after the gate opened, and like it clearly didn't. But like it was like, yeah, he went straight through it, and
Man,
it ended up just being a double. I was like, how do you not?
that's
How do you not
crazy.
get at least a triple out of that? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I mean,
shout
the
out.
wind was so bad yesterday. Like the gates in the field, like built into the fence, were blowing open, and at every other inning they were stopping the game so people could run over and like hold them shut. It was just ridiculous. And
Good
and
weather's up here
the
in the
team,
northern United
you wanna
States.
hear something even crazier? The team they were playing put in an order for pizza to get delivered to the field during the 8th inning.
Bruh.
Game is still going on, and car pulls up, literally like drives right behind home plate and is parked in the grass, unloading pizzas.
That's wild. That's confidence and arrogance at the same time.
Yeah. And you know what? Their pizzas were cold by the time they got to them. So
Yeah, and you know what? They probably
smug
still
bastards get what they deserve.
won. They probably won.
They did win. They did win.
All right. Well, anyway, we're moving on from the high school, the college athletic world of baseball.
We do love our America
East.
esports.
Yes, we do cover them. But yes, there's been a lot happening. It's last night NBA play, and like you said before, NHL. The West gets set with 3 games in action last night. 2 teams needed to win to be in. They won. One team in the East played last night. They won to keep their playoff dreams alive. Comes down to tonight as a deciding factor. The one play, the potential in the East. Champions League action today after yesterday. 2 teams set themselves into the semifinal. Both teams are known teams. One team surprisingly hadn't made it since 2019. A lot of action going on in the world of sports that you can only find, even though you probably can find it in other places. You can only find it here on the Regular Fan Check.
This is where we break it down by fans for fans, because we are no former pro athletes.
No,
we were former intramural athletes
and high school athletes.
Yeah. And Bruce is a former state champion.
2-time. 2-time for the 2-time.
But we break it down the way that
fans
do. Tommy 2-time. But we break it down.
Yes, we break it down.
Do you guys win those back to back?
Oh yeah.
Brucey back to back.
Junior, senior year, yeah, back to back. Bruce, baby. B2B, B2BB, B2B, BJ the third.
There you go.
Yes, we did go back to back. Shout out. But yes, Vinny Frederick, where do you want to start today? We got plenty of action, not a lot of time to do it because I do have to leave potentially right after this show's over to go do an interview. So
that's all right.
Where we start kicking it off today?
I guess we'll start off with the NHL playoffs. I mean, the Eastern Conference is officially set as Columbus. Oh, no, excuse me, the Western. The West is officially set. The West is set. Calgary officially eliminated. So, Western playoffs. Here's what we're looking at there, Mr. Bruce Juno. We have the Winnipeg Jets coming in as the 1 seed with 114 points, followed by the Las Vegas Golden Knights at 108. Dallas Stars got 106, LA Kings 105, Colorado with 102, Edmonton with 99, and our last 2 wildcard teams being the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues. Now, Bruce, I understand you're pretty high on some of these teams.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, ever since Joel Eriksson Ek came back for the Wild, they haven't been obviously like, they haven't been like undefeated since he's came back, but they have looked insane. Like this guy comes back from injury.
They got a spark.
Nets 4. Comes back from injury, Nets 4. Yeah. Proceed to, they're in this little, they were kind of almost set in the playoffs, and then, they had a little slump, and then it really was coming down to the wire, which is why it came down to last night. Joel Eriksson Ek, they're down 2-1. 2-1 to the Anaheim Ducks. Woo! That could have been embarrassing for everyone in Minnesota, the hockey state, as a lot of people from the Midwest.
Ooh, yeah. The 79-point Anaheim Ducks.
Yes. So, the Midwest folk out there, the Minnesota's the state of hockey, some might say. It was a little embarrassing there. But then with 20 seconds left, Joel Eriksson Ek absolutely makes a statement for this Wild team, scores one, sends it to overtime, gets the only point they need. They proceed to go on and win the game anyway because you know what? Why not? Matt Boldy, overtime winner. Minnesota Wild go to the playoffs. And St. Louis Blues, I mean, they had a little slump as of late, a little bit, but they've won like 17, 16, 15, 16, 17 of the last 20 games. They're like the hottest team going into playoffs for the most part, give or take. I would be terrified. I haven't looked at the actual bracket yet as to who they'll be playing.
Can we get the bracket?
There's a rough. Where is it? Where's the matchups? Come on. I don't want to get off my tangent here. We gotta. I was rolling, and I'm.
Okay, so right now it's looking like so Winnipeg's got St. Louis.
Okay. Wait, really?
Vegas.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know. This is just the one that I'm looking at.
Yes, Winnipeg. So yes, Winnipeg. The Winnipeg Jets have the St. Louis Blues. Winnipeg, President's Trophy. St. Louis Blues, hottest team in hockey right now. I don't care. You got Hellebuyck in net. Don't matter. St. Louis Blues are coming into this feisty. They're coming into this red hot, and they're probably have a chance at taking that first series. Same with Minnesota with Eriksson Ek. I'm literally ride or die on this one player. I mean, they're playing the Golden Knights, which might be a little taller order. I feel like Vegas.
Yeah, I feel like Vegas is good.
They're a little old, even though Winnipeg, is the top team points wise in the NHL. I think Vegas just has that drive. The factor they've been there before, they've won there before, and But the Wild, Joel Eriksson Ek is just if he
it's a great
gets
story.
hot, bro. Yes,
it's an amazing story.
I don't know why I'm saying if he gets hot. This man is cooking right now. This man is absolutely clowning. Going into the Western playoffs, I would be terrified if I was Vegas. And then we got Edmonton. They're facing off with Dallas, I think. Don't quote me on that. Edmonton.
The bracket I'm looking at has Edmonton with LA.
Okay. Really?
I don't know. This is just some Bleacher Report bracket that they updated.
Okay. Well,
yesterday, I think they updated it.
Okay, then disregard whatever I'm saying then. But whoever gets Dallas, they're in a little slump right now. They've lost their last 6. You're telling me that Jason Richardson, Wyatt Johnson, Mikko Rantanen, you're going to sleep on them because they've lost 6 in a row? Yeah, you're tripping. I would be terrified of this Dallas Stars team. I think they're one of the best teams in the NHL. Despite, they broke 100 points. Yes, they broke 100 points. Yes, they're in a slump. Don't care. I think they're a top 3 team in the NHL right now. Maybe even top 2. Maybe even the best. I'm hot.
All right. Who are your top 3 teams? Are they all coming out of the West, or does somebody in the East have a chance?
I think the Capitals do have that drive, that motivation, that skill to be a top 3 team in this league, if not the best team in the league, despite what a lot of people, even I, have said, where I think they might fall off in playoffs. I do think, Ovi broke the record this year. I think they have that drive this year. They were on the Pat McAfee show, and Ovi was on there, and he introduced every single one of the players on the Pat McAfee show.
Ovi is just a great guy. Ovi is just an outstanding human being.
Yeah, they're hot. They have the drive. They have the motivation. They're having fun. They're doing what they need to do. They've lost back-to-back games. Well, they just won. They lost back-to-back games against Columbus. Who cares? Columbus needed something. They were playing for more, and they got it done. But they're still getting it done. We'll get to the East in a second with their little playoff race.
Yeah, don't forget Florida now.
Florida's a good team. When I put them in my top
Reigning
3, no, but they are a good team. Reigning champs. I don't know. They got swept in the season by Montreal. Come on. I don't know if I can put them in my top 3, but they are a good team. They are a team to look out for. Another team. I think I would have one team. I think my top 2 teams go. I wouldn't even put Washington in my top 2 teams to look at going into playoffs. This isn't my top 2. I think these are the top 2 teams in the league. I think these teams could definitely potentially make a run. Carolina Hurricanes out of the East, Dallas Stars out of the West. That is, I definitely think, a very potential possible Stanley Cup matchup that a lot of people might not look at.
Tony's not rocking with your choices here, Bruce.
I don't care. You're telling me, bro, Florida got swept on the season by the Canadiens. Don't want to hear it.
It's regular season.
I don't care. Yeah,
the new season starts soon.
Okay. The Canes, I'm not riding with them, but I think the Canes are the scariest team right now in the East. I think the scariest team in the West is St. Louis, but I think the Stars have the scary team factor mixed with the actually not fighting for their life till the last minute factor.
Yeah.
But yes, that is my take. And then as we move to the East, I swear, can the Canadiens just get a win tonight? Please. We've lost 3 straight. We've given Columbus a shot at playoffs. Please. 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 I was wrong last podcast. Columbus has the tiebreaker. And I knew that, but then I got my brain twisted because I was just like, please, can we just make it into the playoffs?
So
Montreal plays tonight against Carolina.
So Montreal needs to win and they're in.
Or lose in overtime.
Okay.
In a shootout. They get a point if they lose in overtime. It comes down to Montreal or Columbus. Columbus has done what they needed to do to stay alive. I love Columbus. Don't get me wrong. Columbus, great team, great season for what they've had in the past. RIP Johnny Hockey. Like they've done what they've needed to do. They've won their last 5. They clapped Washington in back-to-back games with a combined score of 11-1. They're rolling. They're doing what they need to do. But tonight could decide the fate of the East if Montreal can get a point or 2 points against Carolina. If they don't, then it comes down to Columbus tomorrow as they play. I forget who they play. But as they play the Islanders.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear you mention Toronto either.
I would never say Toronto is my pick ever because
you're not riding high with Toronto.
No. I don't care if Toronto has 140 points in the regular season. You will never catch Toronto making a run to ever come out of my mouth.
And Tony, this is why you need this Florida Gators hat instead of that Arsenal beanie. Get yourself a Florida Gators championship.
We'll get to Arsenal soon because Arsenal, woo-wee! But we're sticking with hockey right now. Hockey.
I appreciate you, Tony.
And it is a fire hat. But
thank you.
Yes, tonight. The way Columbus is playing.
Set the stage for tonight, Bruce.
The way Columbus is playing, Montreal needs to win tonight.
I didn't realize you guys have the Hurricanes too. Ooh.
I don't want them to lose in overtime. I want them to win. They need momentum going into Washington, a team that a lot of people are sleeping on. We need them to go in there with something. They can't go in on a 4-game lose streak. They need to go in with a win, but I would take a loss in overtime. as much as I don't want to.
See, now
Columbus just has to
theoretically,
sit there and wait and be Carolina fans for a night.
could Carolina? Well, Carolina has 2 games left. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say if Carolina has 1 game left, and if they don't have the tiebreaker over Tampa, maybe they rest some starters and you guys can get an easy victory off of them. But if they got 2 games left and they still have a chance to catch Tampa in the standings and get all the way up to a 3 seed, yeah, Hurricanes might be playing their starters and Montreal's in for a tough one. But yeah, you just got to get to overtime.
Hey, we're
Gotta get
1-1
to
in
overtime.
the season on them. We had, I think it was in game 1 of the season against the Carolina Hurricane, not game 1 of the season, but game 1 against Carolina, Samuel Montembeault picked up his first shutout of the season. So you're telling me that can't happen again?
Anything's possible. Anything is possible in sports.
Big
Bruce,
game
we know
tonight
that.
for Eastern playoff implications. And it really come down to this. We got a lot of people in Ohio cheering for Carolina tonight, but we also got a lot of people all across this planet cheering for the Montreal Canadiens. With that regrowing,
Rebuilding,
the rebuilding to finally pay off and to finally make the playoffs. And Lane Hudson to break that rookie assisting record. But I don't matter to me. He's up there. I want playoffs. I want playoff hockey in Montreal. Everyone wants playoff hockey in Montreal. Most prestigious hockey team on the planet. We need it. We need it.
you need it.
I need it.
I will be rooting for your Canadians tonight, Bruce. Don't worry.
You gosh darn better be watching that game.
The play-ins, the Heat play tonight.
Oh, they do. What time?
Heat are at 7:30, I think, because they're not the West Coast. Yeah, they're playing at 7:30.
Get that 2 TV setup.
Honestly, I really,
you got like 17 TVs behind you. Just have 2 of them running 2 different things.
Well, not if I'm playing Xbox, man. If I'm playing Xbox,
you got 3 monitors, don't you?
I only got 2.
Oh, I think you had 3.
Sometimes not. Sometimes what I will do is I'll take the laptop, pull up, like some stream, kind of like lean it on the desk. So I got a laptop like blocking out a corner of the TV, but then I still got both going at the same time. Maybe I'll try and do that. Get like the Heat game on the laptop, hockey on the TV.
Yeah, why do you think that I am going into work early today? So I can get out of work early today. Right. I got a story lined up that I'm about to be shooting, and I'm about to be pre-recording at about 6:30, so I can get home, sit my ass on the couch, and we are watching the Montreal Canadiens, baby, make their trip to the playoffs.
All right, we will be locked in. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good night. I got a feeling. I got a good feeling about your Canadiens. I'm expecting a victory.
Dude, I'm scared. This thing, what is it? Adam's apple. That thing has been in my stomach for about a week and a half now because they can't win a game. And Columbus can't lose a game. Bro, this is the crazy. A week and a half ago, we had a 97% chance at making the playoffs.
Wow, 97% chance.
97.
Is that? I mean, I feel like it's got to still be high, just because
you're in 62 or something. Yeah, I don't know.
But oh man, actually, wait. I think it's on ESPN in their standings. But oh man, that's brutal.
I don't want to be the biggest bottle job in the past 20 seasons.
Oh, does he do that playoff?
Yes, Livy, get riled up for me.
Of course. Can't have anything nice. Can't have anything nice. She's usually so good. She's usually nice and laying on the bed, nice and quiet. As soon as she got up and ran out the door like 10 minutes ago, I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
It's probably a squirrel. It's probably some kid walking.
I hope all you listeners that are now listening, because we are officially, I think today, right?
We will be. We will be.
Officially today,
We will be as soon as we're done today. I'm putting
we
yesterday's
will
episode
have
on Spotify.
audio on
Spotify.
Spotify. Let's just do
And
this
Apple
one.
and
Let's do
Apple
this
Podcast.
episode. Let's do
It
this
will
episode.
be. Yeah,
Let's just
I'll
do this
put them
episode.
both up. I'll put them both up.
Let's
Why
put them
not?
both up. Let's definitely put this one up because I want my passion, my drive, my power. As The Rock once said in that song that he made, it's about drive.
It's about drive.
And it's about power. And I want that.
You stay hungry, you
before
devour.
the game. Before the game, I want
You put in the work,
people
put
to
in
be
the
able to
hours.
hear my passion because I am putting in the work and I am putting in the hours for the
Take what's
goddamn
ours.
Montreal Canadiens to make the damn playoffs.
You got that. You've got that song stuck in my head now.
We will move on. I could go on.
So
and
what's
on
my mother?
And on. And on.
Rock.
But I think we can move on because I could go on a tangent
Yeah,
about
I know.
this.
But hey, this is why we set up this show the way we do, because it's supposed to be delivered by fans for fans. You don't get this kind of passion from non-fans. What is this? What is this dog doing? I guess she wants to hop on the pod. Go on, say hi to the
Shout out,
people.
yo, get riled up with me. Like, come on, we're
Yeah.
big Canadian
Yeah.
dog. Give me
Yeah,
a bark.
Big
Give me a
Canadian
roar.
fans tonight. Big Canadian fans tonight.
Give me a.
All right. Hopefully now she'll stay quiet. This little brat.
Yes.
But anything else on the hockey front, Bruce?
No, I need a breather. We can.
You need a breather, so you don't want to go into Champions League.
We can wait. We can do NBA first. We can hear your passion on the NBA first because we're gonna have more passion coming in the Champions League.
Too much passion. Too much passion. Need more
Yes.
W.
Yes,
more
that's
W.
what we are drinking. We have our W today.
Yeah. Look, if you want
Let's
to,
just
if you
do
want
it
to
now,
feel
baby.
that, if you want to feel that passion like Bruce, and be able to get through all that passion without passing out, hit up your W Energy, W.GG. Use that code RFS at checkout. Get yourself a nice shaker bottle. Get the sampler pack. Get yourself a mystery flavor like Bruce has. Whether you're dry scooping it, stirring it into your water.
We finally didn't
Great.
dry scoop it today.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Do you like it better this way, or you miss your dry scoop shot?
Not as sour, not as much kick. But it was still good either way. So feel free to do whatever your little heart desires.
Yep, and it's all that natural energy, none of that artificial bull crap. It's caffeine from coffee bean extract, cherry extract, that kind of real stuff. No artificial flavors or anything. I don't believe any sugar either, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure no sugar.
You don't say.
Hey, Tony, we gotta pay the bills too. If you need that energy, well, whether it's for your pre-workout,
Hey, Tony.
getting through the long day at work, whether it's
Tony.
gaming, whatever you
Hey,
need that
Tony.
energy boost for, get
Hey,
that
Tony.
get that W Energy at W.GG, and we'll save you 10% using code RFS.
Yeah, before we wrap this up real quick, now that you wanted to call us out on that,
Yeah,
use that
Tony,
code RFS.
Tony,
you do that
get your
trick.
W.
You
Get
do
your
your
W
thing.
Energy.
You do your thing. Everybody do their thing. Get yourself some W. You can be more revitalized when you're doing your thing. Use code RFS at checkout for 10% off.
There you go. There you
Vinny
go.
Fredericks, your
W
Miami
Energy.
Heat.
I hope they lose.
No,
not-
you're not riding with like what you're not having as much drive and power as I did.
No, I will. I'll bring the passion. But come on, man. The Heat are not beating the Cavs, even if they make the playoffs. So, look, for me, as a realistic fan, I'll start with my opinion on the Heat, and then we'll dive into the games from last night. As a realistic, this dog keeps licking my hand too, so I'm getting distracted over here. As a realistic fan, I know that they're not going on a crazy run. There's too many distractions this year. The return they got for Jimmy Butler is not a championship contending roster. I think they got a lot of really solid guys. I'm happy that Tyler Hero had a career year. I think he, really deserved that breakout season. Bam always going to hold it down, always be an elite center. I really like the performance of rookie Kel'el Ware this year. I think him starting next to Bam next year for a full 82 will be nice. But going into the offseason, I know that the Heat aren't winning the championship this year. All right. They're not beating the Cavs. If they beat the Cavs, they're not beating the Celtics in round 2. And then if they beat the Celtics, or wait, no, they would play. No, they would play the winner of Milwaukee and Indiana. But maybe they could beat Indiana. I don't know. Oh, Tony, I'll get to your Lakers in a second. Yeah, the Lakers are looking scary too. I mean, I guess maybe if the Heat somehow beat the Cavs, they could go on a crazy run and then beat the Pacers. I don't think the Pacers are that great. I think they should be able to beat the Bucks though. But then you'd have to face the Celtics in the conference finals, and you're not beating the Celtics. So, as a realistic fan, I'm on the page of, look, Warriors already made the playoffs, so you're guaranteed a Warriors first round pick in the draft. And if it's all right, you know, I got my championship hat on, you got yours on. It's all right, it's fair. The Heat going into draft night with 2 first round picks, because if they make the lottery, they keep their pick. If they, make the playoffs, Oklahoma City gets their pick. So I want those 2 first round picks. I can't even lie. There you go, Tony. Yeah. Throw the championship hat on. Join us over here. I want those 2 first round picks. I don't know if they're tradable or not, because if the Heat can trade both those first round picks, now you're talking about, all right, you could package those with a guy like Jaime Jaquez, Niko Jovic, hopefully not Kel'el Ware, but maybe Kel'el Ware. You can get a guy like Kevin Durant. You can get a guy like Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Zion Williamson might be on the market.
Who would you prefer out of that list? Who would you want to come over to the Heat as we're on the topic of the Heat?
I would prefer Zion because I'm a big Zion fan, was a big Zion fan at Duke, and when he was in high school. The injury history scares me. It does, but I don't think that – I don't even think your Boston Celtics could score on a team composed of Zion, Bam, and Kel'el Ware. You plug Davion Mitchell in at the 1 as a point of attack defender. Tyler Herro's your weak spot on defense, fine, but you got Zion, Bam, and Kel'el Ware backing you up. Nobody's out rebounding that team. The only thing that worries me is spreading the floor, because Kel'el Ware can shoot. He's a solid big man shooter. Bam has gotten comfortable taking threes from the corner and whatnot, which I'm very happy about. I've been begging him since like 2020. I've been begging Bam Adebayo to start shooting 3-pointers. And Zion hits when he's open, but like, you're talking about a lineup that's strictly defense, and you're not going to have, you're not going to have all, like, you're going to have Hero can shoot, but if they really attack him, you can't spread the floor that well, that consistently. So that worries me about the potential Zion trade, but I just love Zion. I love his game. I love the fact that he's just a big physical dude that's like 6'6", but still out rebounds 7-footers. I just think he'd go crazy in the Heat culture too. With that 5% body fat rule, he's going to be in the best shape of his life. He's going to be jumping out of the freaking building. And he'd have Eric Spoelstra as a head coach. So, like, of course, how can you not love that? I think LaMelo would be a crazy pickup, but I don't think it's possible. I don't think that's going to happen. And that backcourt defense of LaMelo Ball and Tyler Hero, they're probably going to average 60 a night combined, but they're going to give up 70 a night. Trae Young, don't want Trae Young. If he's the only star available, I guess I would take him, but Trae Young's the guy that I don't want to trade a lot of pieces for. And KD would also be good, but he's getting old. I don't know. I would like KD for the right price. But if they're trading away Kel'el Ware for KD, nah. Kel'el Ware needs.
They're gonna want. You know who they're gonna want a lot for KD, and when it comes to KD, he's getting old.
Yeah,
he's already old.
You're basically banking on winning within the next 2 years.
Exactly, but they're gonna want a lot because it's name brand. It's not off brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's Kevin Durant. Like they're gonna want more.
And you look at how many picks they traded to get him.
Yeah.
Like their future is so screwed unless they pick up a whole bunch of picks in a trade.
Yeah, you know that they're gonna want a lot because it's Kevin Durant. But I mean, hey, who knows? Who really knows?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun offseason. Like, I feel like this is going to be a very fun offseason, one that we haven't seen in quite some time because a lot of stars could be on the move. A lot of teams are kind of hitting the reset button. Like the Pelicans, hitting the reset button. Zion's available.
They need to. They need to hit the reset button.
I'm trying to think who else could be available. I mean, Philly did so bad this year with what was supposed to be an Eastern Conference contender. I mean, if Embiid's injuries are bad and he's not coming back, I could see Maxey wanting out. Phoenix, there's always Devin Booker too. I don't think they trade. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think, did I disconnect? Can you hear me?
No, I hear you. Okay,
all right.
Tony, what's up?
I don't think that yeah, go for it. I don't think that that Tyrese Maxey will. I mean, I don't know how Maxey's brain works, but I don't think that Maxey, after one bad season, that had ups and downs that were out of the team's control, realistically,
no, I don't
would
think
want out. But it would be not cool, but it would be interesting to see if he did want out, what exactly happened in Philly, because Philly is a contending team
when healthy.
When healthy, yeah.
Yeah, when Embiid plays, they're really good.
So it's really a give or take here, but yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm just looking at
would be something interesting to see though.
I mean, Embiid could be on the move instead if they're sick of his antics. I'm just looking at teams with good players that are missing playoffs. Like the Kings, if the Kings miss the playoffs, if they lose this play-in game tonight, could see Sabonis. I mean, I don't think Sabonis is the type of guy to run from the grind and ask out, but he could be a big name on the move.
Know.
Yeah. Who else do the Kings have?
Well, I mean, while we're talking about the Kings and the Mavs,
DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine.
Why don't we? Okay, we'll talk about the draft in a couple weeks.
No. I'll go quick. Yeah, Tony, we'll bring this up more next week when we do our shows because draft next Thursday. We'll break it all down. But as a Cowboys fan, you don't know who Ashton Jeanty is? Like
the record-breaking running back from Boise State, who's absolutely disgusting.
He's basically the Saquon Barkley of this draft. He is a running back worth taking in the top 5 if you need a running back, which is why I think the Raiders take him at 6. I could see the Bears taking him at 10. I could see who else? Jets, no. Who else? I could see the Saints if they trade Alvin Kamara. I mean, they need a quarterback though, so maybe not.
I could see a lot of teams taking.
Either way, I don't think Ashton Jeanty falls to number 12 to the Cowboys. If he does, great. I need the Cowboys to scoop him up and then get a wide receiver, maybe trade up for a wide receiver late first round for like Egbuka or if Matt Golden falls or something.
Or T-Mac.
I don't think T-Mac falls that far. I'd see mock drafts with the Cowboys taking T-Mac at 12 if Jeanty goes. But yeah, if Genty's available at 12, Cowboys need to get on that. That would make me so happy. No, you're good, Tony. No, I appreciate the question, man. Appreciate it. And being a Cowboys fan, of course, I got a big opinion on it. But be sure to tune in next week when we're live because we'll have plenty more NFL draft discussion. I'm sure if everything permits, we should hopefully have a show next Thursday morning on the morning of the draft. We'll see how work and everything works out. Yeah, well, fingers crossed that we make it happen. By the way, we'll have shows next week and we'll break down the draft as a whole, go through all the quarterbacks and everything, all the top players. But yeah, quick answer: I would love it if the Cowboys drafted Ashton Jeanty.
Big bet. Back to NBA we go, brother man.
All right, yeah. So it's definitely going to be a crazy offseason out of the NBA. Yeah. I mean, Utah. I think Utah has some players that could be on the move, like Lauri Markkanen. I would kill for Lauri Markkanen on the Heat. 6'10", can shoot the 3-ball well, defends at a high level. That's the kind of guy that I think could really take a team that's like borderline contender, like really solid, but missing that next piece. Maybe you still need another like big star player, but Lauri Markkanen is a championship winning role player or a championship winning number 3 option, I would say. But hey,
it'll be a fun offseason. It'll be a fun offseason.
It will be. In the off season is getting started early for some teams, like the ones that play tonight or lose tonight. Because
so what do you think of the two games tonight? You obviously want the Heat to lose, kind of, but you want them to
no,
win.
I'm not
like, you know,
gonna.
what it
I'm
is.
not. I've never been that kind of guy to root for my team to lose. Like, yes, realistically, I think the Heat are better off long term missing the playoffs, getting that first round pick. Tony, tonight it's Heat Bulls in the play in for the East, and then Mavericks Kings. So winner of Heat Bulls plays the Atlanta Hawks for the 8th seed. Winner of Mavericks Kings plays the Grizzlies for the 8th seed. And those games are Friday, I think. Yeah, those games are Friday. I think for long term, it's better for the Heat to lose, get their own first round pick, lottery pick, 9% chance at a top 4 pick. Even if they don't get the number 1 in Cooper Flag, you're talking about Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, Jakasionis from Illinois. Like, there's a lot of really solid prospects in this draft, even outside of Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
JT Toppin, Jeremiah Fears. Like, there's a lot of really good dudes. So it's better off for the Heat long term to lose and just get your lottery pick, have a chance at getting a good rookie. And then you also have that Golden State Warriors pick as well, wherever they finish off. But watching the game, like, if it's a close game, I'm going to be, rooting for the Heat to win. I just, deep down, I realistically know that it hurts them making the playoffs because they're not beating Cleveland. They're just not. So I'm taking the Bulls in this one. I mean, Bulls are favorites. They are the 9 seed. They are a few games ahead of the Heat. And I mean, the Bulls have just been crazy hot since the trade deadline. Let's see, how did they end their season? They ended their season on a 3-game winning streak with wins over the Sixers, Wizards, and Heat. But they've just been playing really good down the stretch here since Josh Giddey kind of came in and took over as the point guard. Getting Kevin Huerter in the trade for Zach LaVine has been huge. He's been playing like 30 minutes a game. And who else? Kobe White. Kobe White's stud point guard. Look, the Chicago Bulls team, do I think they have a chance at beating the Cavs if they make the playoffs? No, not at all. But they're a really solid team that I think should be able to beat the Miami Heat. But on paper, I'd normally say the Heat should win.
What do you think of the other matchup tonight?
I feel very torn on this Heat matchup. But for the matchup between the Kings and the Mavericks, this one's honestly tough because I thought the Mavericks, until Kyrie Irving got hurt, were a sleeper finals team. I mean, a starting 5 of Kyrie, Clay, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively, that's championship winning starting lineup.
Yeah, that's a good squad.
But then, yeah, obviously, AD gets hurt in his first game with the Mavericks. Shocker. Kyrie's out for the year, so they're pretty much done. But AD has been playing real solid since he came back. I mean, they've honestly been up and down the stretch here. I will say they got blown out by the Grizzlies in the season finale. They've got 1 win in their last 5 games, and it was against the Toronto Raptors. So I don't know how I'm feeling about. Yeah, no, Kyrie's not back. It's just AD. I don't know how I'm feeling about the Mavericks. I'm probably going to go Kings here, even though the Kings aren't going to make much noise either since they traded De'Aaron Fox. But, I mean, you still got Sabonis. You still got Zach LaVine. You still got DeMar DeRozan as well. So you have that veteran presence. I'm taking the Kings in this one. Kings and Bulls are my official predictions for tonight. And then that would lead us into Friday, where it would be Bulls, Hawks, and Kings, Grizzlies for the 8 seeds. If those are the matchups, I'm low-key taking Grizzlies over Kings if Ja's ankle is good, because I know Ja tweaked his ankle last night against Golden State, but they hung with Golden State real tough throughout that whole game, despite 38 and 37 from Jimmy and Steph, which I don't even want to talk about that game because it was like heartbreak watching playoff Jimmy for another team.
I was about to see if you wanted to touch on the games last night.
It was, oh my God, dude, it was terrible. It just made me sad because like this is
Seeing
what
playoff Jimmy, seeing a happy playoff Jimmy riding high with Steph Curry.
Yeah,
Dropping
this
buck
is
21.
I will die on the hill that the Heat would have contended in the East with a bought in Jimmy Butler this year. With Khalil Ware's breakout, and now you have two bigs that can actually play together on the floor and spread the floor at the same time. Hero, I guess he wouldn't have had a career year with Jimmy still there, but Hero having his career year. And then, I mean, I don't know who would have been starting at the 2 if they still had Jimmy, but, a lot of things could have been different. And this team with a healthy and a bought-in Jimmy Butler, I think they really would have gone far. I really do. I thought they were going to go far last year until Jimmy Butler got hurt. That's the worst part, that we didn't get that last year of playoff Jimmy.
Yeah.
We got run to the finals and then turn around, try to get back in there, and then fucking excuse my language, but then of course back in the play-in, Jimmy Butler goes down against Philly, and man. I don't think Trae Young is suspended. He did get ejected for getting 2 technical fouls, but he shouldn't be suspended.
I was about to say, your thoughts on Magic Hawks from last night?
It was so funny. One, I knew the Hawks had no business winning that game. I mean, the Magic, they're just too good. Hawks really just have no talent surrounding Trae Young. I mean, I honestly feel bad for the guy. It's been 7 seasons in the NBA. And he's been pretty successful. Made the playoffs 3 times, conference finals once. He's never once had an all-star teammate. Not once in his whole career. So, I guess I do. Sorry, got an email. Had to read it real quick. I guess I do feel bad for Trae Young in that sense. Because he's just been kind of stuck there with no help. But it was so funny. Because I'm not a Trae Young fan. I don't like the way he carries himself. He kind of looks like a troll. It was so funny watching him get that second tech for kind of chucking the ball at the ref, and then he just takes the ball and walks away, like he was taking that basketball with him to the locker room. He's like the literal real life definition of the kid who's taking his ball so nobody can play now. He was genuinely gonna take. I think if he actually took the basketball to the locker room, maybe he could have gotten suspended. That's probably what they told him as he was walking away. Like, Trae, we still got one more game. Chill out. But it was funny. It was so funny watching that happen. And honestly, credit to the Hawks. They fought back. It was close at some points after being down by 22. And then Magic just took over in the 4th quarter. Like I said yesterday, I think the Magic can push the Celtics to 6. If Jaylen Brown is missing games, maybe even to 7, my official prediction would be Celtics win the series, obviously, but it really all comes down to Jaylen Brown's health and whether or not he's on the floor. But this Magic team is that one key piece away. If they had one other star to pair with Paolo, they are a contending team. So they're close, not there yet, but they'll give your Celtics a run for their money.
Last night.
Yeah, Cole Anthony, he has his moments. I really like his game. I liked him out of where did he go to school? UNC, I want to say, is where he went to school. Let's see, am I right? Yep, UNC. So I like Cole Anthony. He's a great 6th man. He'll never be better than that. He'll never be a star. He might make one all-star in an injury-ridden year for a bunch of other stars, but he's always just going to be a really good role player, which is fine. You need that. But they can't expect Cole Anthony to be the guy to lead them alongside Paolo to a deep playoff run. I could be wrong. You never know. But I really like that Franz Wagner too. Franz, I think, is the guy. Yeah. If you can get another star to pair alongside Franz and Paolo, now you got kind of a big 3. I think trading away a Jalen Suggs or Cole Anthony is worth it to pair those 2 guys up with another star. But that's all for the offseason. We got to get through the playoffs first. And yeah, tonight, Heat Bulls, Mavs Kings, gave my predictions on that. But I'm ready for playoff basketball. I mean, I am That's one thing I will say watching the games last night. You get the playoff atmosphere. I do love that about the play-in games, that they have that playoff feel to them.
They should just consider it the playoffs, but God forbid that they want to have anything. Well, we got to have the play-ins.
Well, the way it's set up, they're technically in a separate tournament from the playoffs.
Yes, I know. We Googled it.
To make the playoffs.
I know Google count on me, but
yeah, I hope Ja's ankle is good, because I honestly shed a tear a little bit when he went down yesterday, because I thought that ankle injury looked bad. It was
a crucial moment against the Warriors.
It was like 4 minutes left. It was a 2-point game.
How close the game was. Yeah.
2-point game with like 4 minutes left, and I mean he still played. He still came back in the game, but he's not 100%.
Exactly, and you can attack that.
Yeah, but
the Murray State man.
We will see more play-in basketball tonight. Hopefully, I can actually stay up for the late game. That's the one thing I hate about these West Coast games, man. A 10 o'clock.
It's 7 o'clock there.
I know, but come on, man. A 10 o'clock tip time over here. I can't stay up that late. We got work in the morning. I really tried to push through last night for the Warriors game, but I just couldn't. It got to like 12-ish, and I was ready to pass out.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that. You can't win them all. You win some, you lose some.
Are you feeling refreshed? Are you feeling the passion, ready to go for some Champions League?
Oh, brother, I was born for this. I was born for this moment.
Break it all down, Bruce.
I was born for this moment. Champions League soccer. Or football.
Football, if you will.
Football, if you will, yes. The Champions League. Last night. Hold on, not last night. Last afternoon, because it was night in the European range. We saw two teams clinch their way to the Champions League semifinals. One out of France and one out of Spain. So PSG, they did fall to Aston Villa in game 2 in the second leg.
Damn.
of their draw, but on aggregate 5-4 win to head to the Champions League semifinal. It was close coming down. PSG goes up 2-0. They're looking like they're cooking. They're 5-1 on aggregate. Everyone's like, oh, this is as to be expected, brother. They're playing, the best, great soccer, right there. And then Yuri Tielemans comes down. Next one. It's like, oh, woo, it doesn't matter. They're still trailing 3 goals right now. You go to the second half. John McGinn. Woo! Don't hear that name very often. He finds the back of the net. Now they're within 2. Oh, there's still time left. 2 minutes later. 2 minutes after McGinn scores, Ezri Konsa finds the back of the net. Now they're within 1. Got over a half an hour left to play. People were like, what's going on? Is Villa about to upset PSG? But no, that would be the final. 3-2 on aggregate, 5-4 in favor of Paris Saint-Germain. And
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about this whole on aggregate rule. Like
it's 2 legs.
First, I just looked up
play home or vice
First,
versa.
I just looked at the score and I see PSG 2, Aston Villa 3, and I'm like, oh, all right. PSG lost.
And then for the first time since 2019, might be a shocker. First time since 2019, Barcelona.
Yeah, it's really been since 2019.
Yeah, it's headed to the semifinals. There was a nice not a nice graphic, but I mean it was a sentimental graphic I saw where Rafinha. It was like AI generated of Rafinha watching Messi, lose in the Champions League quarterfinals, but then next to it was Messi in his Inter Miami jersey sitting on a couch watching Rafinha and company head to the Champions League semifinal. So
there you go.
They were up 4-0. They win the first leg in Spain at Camp Nou, 4-0. And then Dortmund, they tried to make a run. They got the yellow wall. They got a lot.
Guirassy, he scored a hattie yesterday afternoon, but it didn't matter because 3-1 Borussia Dortmund, but FC Barcelona is heading to the Champions League final. We could have four different countries represented heading into the Champions League semis because today
Need Bayern to come back, brother.
yes, by that game either way. I guess we'll touch on that first real quick. That game either way will have a different country because right now we got Spain, we got France. That game is Italy or Germany.
Yeah.
So
I just want Germany in there, bro.
fair enough. Inter leads on aggregate 2-1 as they picked up that Dubski on the road in Germany. Now they're playing at home in Milano, Italy, where the fans are going to be backing them. Lautaro Martinez is hot for Internacional to make a run to the Champions League semifinal. Big game, 3 o'clock today between those two sides. Two great sides in world football, in European football. Just great sides in general. And then Real Madrid, what are you doing, brother? What are we doing, brother?
They're down 3-0. Ooh.
We're going to the Bernabeu, where Arsenal holds a 3-0 lead on aggregate as they won leg one at the Emirates in London, 3-0. Now we head to the Bernabeu in Madrid, Spain.
There you go.
For leg number 2 of the UCL quarterfinal between these two sides. Madrid, the reigning world champions, league finals winners, champions of Europe. Not looking very likely now, brother, but I've been seeing people are like, yeah, this game, like, Madrid will win, but Arsenal will take it. No, we're going to go into the Bernabeu. We're going to win it. We're going to show them what we're made of. We don't care about the league anymore. It's Liverpool's, whatever. We're taking second yet again. Whatever. We're going to win the Champions League. We're going into the Bernabeu. We're making a statement. And we're going to come out on top. Kylian Mbappe, who? Vinny Jr., who? Rodrigo, who? Luka Modric, who? Jude Bellingham, who? We're going in. We're winning. 2 screamers last game, by the way. I don't know if you've seen them. Declan Rice with 2 screaming free kicks. Beautiful in one game, 10 minutes apart roughly. Whew! Boys are buzzing. Boys are hot. We're heading to Spain. We're already in Spain. We're probably already off the bus in Spain. We're definitely already off the bus in Spain. We're ready to go. Arsenal just got to hold off Madrid, because realistically, Madrid, great team. Like, don't get me wrong, Madrid's a great team. Got to be scared. But we got to if we choke this, we got a 3-goal lead. Let's just ride into the sunset. As that game also kicks off at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So theoretically, if Real Madrid's up 3-0 at the end of regulation, they just go to a shootout.
They go to overtime.
Overtime, and then PKs if they're still tied. Got you. Okay.
Yep. So it used to be. Say you win. Say you come on the road to me and you win 2-1, and then I go on the road to you and you win 1-0, or I go on the road to you and I win 1-0. You would just automatically advance because you scored more goals away from
on
home.
the road. Yeah.
Now they just do. Okay, it's tied. Go to overtime.
Okay. Damn. All right. Hey,
Changed last.
I'm learning.
2 years ago.
I'm learning.
Yes. So
I'm studying up on my soccer.
Come on, you got us. Big game today for the lads. Big game. At the Bernabeu, but yes, we could. If Arsenal does hold off Real Madrid, there will be 4 different countries represented in the UCL semifinal.
There you
England,
go.
Italy or Germany, Spain, and France.
Oh, they don't play for a while too. I didn't realize how long there was between games. Wow.
It's deep because it's
We'll
also
be able to
during the
break-
regular season, so they got to
Yeah.
like work around that.
Well, we'll be able to break it all down on Friday, I'm sure.
You betcha.
All right, Bruce, I understand you have a busy day because you have Montreal Canadiens hockey to watch later. So you got to
brother,
get
we're
yourself
gonna
over
be-
to work.
We're gonna be woo.
We're going to be locked in tonight. I'll have the two
tune
streams
in.
set
I
up.
might have to go live on
Yeah,
the
going
regular
live on
fan
TikTok?
show
Okay.
TikTok on my phone while we watch the Canadians and have a heart attack at the same time.
Hey, maybe if it's close, I'll join you for a little bit.
Sweet. Works for me, brother, man.
All right. Hey, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Tony, thank you for being so active in the chat. Appreciate you tuning in, my brother.
And if anyone else
always
out there
appreciate the support.
potentially listening wants to join
Yes,
us live, when
everyone
we're live
else.
at 11 o'clock in the a.m. morning Eastern time, feel free to
Yeah.
join us. We'll chat it up with you because we're the fans for the fans because we love the fans and we are
We
the
do.
fans
We do
of
love the fans. We're fans of the fans, breaking down the sports as the fans do to the fans. Vinny Fredericks, Bruce Juno, the regular fan show. Appreciate everybody tuning in. If you haven't, hit that subscribe, that like, that ding the bell, as Bruce always likes to say. There you go. Hit up the socials, on Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever the hell you call it. Twitter again. TikTok, all that great stuff.
Tweeta.
Twitter. We're all at the regular fan show on all those platforms. And appreciate you guys and all of your support. We'll be back at it on Friday, breaking down the rest of the NBA play-in, more NHL playoffs, Champions League, all the great stuff from this week in sports, broken down by fans for the fans. For Bruce Juno, I'm Vinny Fredericks. Thank you again for tuning in to this Wednesday edition of the regular fan show. Shout out to Tony again in the chat. Appreciate you, man.
Take care, everybody.
Peace out.